welcome to the America 20XY blog. My name is Andrew Steele. Today is June 5th, 2010. Today's subject, why are we still threatening Iran? Well, if you're not too awake, then you might ask this, but I know the answer. Because Obama is continuing the work of George Bush. Because the elites knew America was sick of getting looted and used by rich old white men, so the packaging needed some new zest. Even though superficially Obama talked about change and Americans were impressed by the fact that he could speak eloquently after listening to Bush stumble and bumble for 8 years, and because he told them what they wanted to hear, the war in Afghanistan is escalating and the Iraq withdrawal is a withdrawal in name only, since even in the best case scenario, we're still going to leave 50,000 residual troops in place there, meaning we'll stop talking about the war and quietly continue the occupation once we feel the country is thoroughly conquered. Talking about Obama's hypocrisy and the fact that hope and change were just phony campaign slogans has become cliche, so I'm not going to do it. But the fact that he is so transparently phony and that the majority of Americans aren't up in arms about the situation is sad. Unfortunately, if Obama doesn't do the trick of convincing Americans to embrace perpetual war, then we'll end up with a neocon who will claim to save the day and convince Americans that he or she can end the wars with even more swift and ruthless violence. The saber rattling against Iran is not about nuclear weapons. It's about strategic interests. Our own CIA concluded in a 2007 report that Iran had halted its pursuit of nuclear weapons in 2003. This despite the fact that Iran watched its neighbors on either side of it get invaded by a hostile United States, and that they're stared down by Israel, who has over 200 nuclear weapons, according to former President Jimmy Carter, and who incidentally tried to sell nuclear technology to the once apartheid state of South Africa. Google it. Months ago, President Obama sent a letter to President Lula of Brazil voicing his hopes for achieving the kind of deal with Iran that Brazil and Turkey ended up striking up with them. That Iran would enrich its uranium for nuclear medicine in a different country that the U.S. trusted, so it would never have the capacity to make nuclear bombs if it ever decided to do so. After Brazil and Turkey reached this deal, the Obama administration spitefully turned its back on them, pressing ahead with its plan for more sanctions against Iran, like the ones that crippled Iraq for a decade before our invasion, quietly hoping to weaken Iran before the time comes for the military-industrial complex to make its move and drop its bombs. In a rare move of coolness from a world leader, President Lula of Brazil published the letter from Obama to show the world Obama's hypocrisy. Hardly any word of it in the American press. The fact is, the real military and political leadership of this country are determined that they're going to do this war with Iran thing sooner or later. If they can't sell a new attack on a sovereign country by screaming about hypothetical nuclear weapons, remember WMDs in Iraq? They'll do it another way. A new Pearl Harbor. Something dramatic and terrible to stir up shrill soccer moms and overweight townies into believing America must exact revenge. Perhaps they will defy the laws of physics again by causing buildings to fall at free fall speed into the path of greatest resistance, or again cause 2 planes to knock down 3 skyscrapers. Some will point to the hardline regime in Iran and argue that its existence alone justifies military action against its people. If violating human rights justifies American military action, then what of Saudi Arabia, which practices public beheadings and brutalizes 13-year-old girls for bringing mobile phones to school? Or Uzbekistan, whose leader boils people alive and has women sterilized after they give birth? This argument is self-serving and phony. It's the same kind of rationale that attempts to explain why we continue to embargo Cuba because it's communist, while at the same time happily getting all our gadgets and crap manufactured in China. If we really wanted a democracy in Iran, we shouldn't have kicked out the one that was in place there under Mossadegh. Only after he wanted to nationalize the oil fields did BP lobby our CIA to secretly overthrow him and install the Shah, who ruled Iran with an iron fist. The current regime is just an answer to that action. Look it up, it's fact. So the question is, America, when your president stands on the rubble again and tells you to go to war, are you going to wave your flag and cheer, or are you going to say, I've seen this movie before and it sucked? Are you going to save lives then by saying, no, we're not going to go along? Better yet, are you going to save lives now? The Senate just approved nearly $60 billion for the war in Afghanistan. We're still in Iraq. The push to expand the American empire hasn't ended and will not end under Obama. The military-industrial complex is making a fortune out of perpetual war, as the war machine itself becomes exactly that, a machine. Drones kill innocent people from the sky. Scientists diligently work on robots to do the fighting for us without the pesky chains of human remorse to slow them down. Imagine begging for your life in front of one of those. Obama's hypocrisy shows just what the political establishment thinks of you. They think you're dumb and shallow and will go along with anything the news puts a positive spin on. And frankly, I'm inclined to agree. However, since I'm not part of the political elite and I still have a little bit of idealism left, I haven't given up. My future depends on yours. That's why I'm doing this, because whether we like it or not, we're all in this together. Demand the White House keep its hands off Iran. The wars are already bankrupting us and corrupting our national soul. Those who don't learn from history are doomed to repeat it. We know better than this. God bless you and God bless America. Good night.